Cool.
The guy.
The guy.
The fucking guy, man.
It's always the guy.
It's always that guy.
It's always the guy.
There's always
that
that
one
one
guy.
man.
Always
It's
one guy. It's always one Mexican gangster.
It's always one Mexican guy, man. These fucking Mexicans. It's funny, what if they call me the Mexican?
They do? Yeah, I think I refer you as a Mexican sometimes. Oh, have you guys seen that movie, Blood In, Blood Out?
Oh man, yeah. I've repeated that movie.
I know, right? Me
too.
It's
like a 90s movie, man. It's like about like LA gangs.
LA gangs.
I was 7 in the 90s.
Yeah.
No wait, I was born in 97, so I was 3 in the 90s.
You were 3, right? Yeah, like LA gangs, right?
LA gangs, yeah. Man,
that was sick.
It's so cool.
That was like the coolest. Like I remember when I watched that, I used to hang out with like some South Americans at school and stuff, and I was like I was a teenager I think at the time, but yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's it.
That's it.
Alright, good chat.
Cool, good chat, boys.
Good chat. We're gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
My first podcast.
Yeah, I know, right? That was maybe I should just quickly tell the story of how I got here.
Yeah. Quickly. You have like 1 minute before the camera.
Alright, so I was coming to join Alejandro on the podcast, and I was running late, and I know how Alejandro, hates it when people are late. So I was walking to the station, I'm like, oh fuck it, I'll call an Uber. So I punch in the Uber and it's like 10 minutes, and I'm like, to get to say Town Hall and then catch the bus. Fuck, I'm not gonna wait 10 minutes, I'll run to the station. So maybe I'll catch an earlier train if I run. So I run to the station, I get there, and it's like 15 minutes to the next train. So I type it in, and it says I'm going to be 45 minutes late. I'm like, yeah. So I fuck it, I'll catch an Uber. I'm like, I'll just go all there. Like, I'll go straight there. I'm like, it's going to cost me money. Alright, fuck it, I'm going to do it. So I type in Uber, and then I look, and then I see my friend from Jiu-Jitsu as the Uber driver. Alright, and I'm like, this is fate. Yeah.
It's fate.
It's fate, man.
And then we had Michael on the podcast.
And then that's it. And then we have Michael on the podcast.
Maybe there's, this is for another day, but law of attraction.
Law of attraction.
Yeah.
Law of attraction.
Yeah, maybe it is, man. That's true, actually.
The next one we're talking about law of attraction. 100%. Cheers.
Sick, man. That was
something for me, man, which I want to get into is like doing the routine of getting up at even earlier than going jiu-jitsu, which is 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning, which is get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So you feel like, you're already waking up way before anyone else is. Like
that's a good feeling.
In your head, you've just accomplished something I've woken up. You write down your goals every day, which I have been doing, writing down my goals when I wake up. Yeah. And then you just feel like, alright, cool, like I'm early, you can have your breakfast and then get a bit of work done and then go training, and then you feel good. So that's something that I have to implement, I guess. I haven't done that yet, as in wake up at 4 in the morning. But every day I wake up, I've got my goals. I've got a paper and I write down my goals. Just keep rewriting.
Do you rewrite them each day, or do you read them out?
I rewrite them each day.
Yeah.
And over the course of time, it's like slight changes here and there.
Yeah. So do you look at the old one, or do you like turn the page on the old one and rewrite the goals like from your memory?
I just I look at the old ones and then I rewrite a few things.
Yeah.
But then if I think of something,
I change
it. Yeah.
So it's constant. So you're not like kind of like writing these static goals that like you're reading to yourself every day.
No.
It's like actually like it evolves, right? And the process of actually writing it, it's going through your brain that way as well. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Do you know Evernote?
Yeah.
I have a template.
Yeah.
Of like bullet points that I just copy paste every day. So every day I have an empty blank sheet that already has for me to fill in what I want.
Oh, that's cool.
And that makes it really, because a lot of it is a convenience factor.
Yeah.
Like if doing it involves taking out this notebook and this pencil, then you don't want to do it. But if it's already laid out, it just makes everything easier.
Yeah, I've tried. Yeah, I think I'm in between too, because I feel like if it's too static for me, then it doesn't have any effect. If it's just like reading, you put it on your wall and read it, it's not as much. Whereas when you write it, it's effective, right? But what I find when I wake up, when I've done what you said before in the past, when I would wake up in the morning and rewrite it, I would kind of like, oh my goals again, because I'm tired, Whereas having the template, like if I had like, like a template that said whether you're right or Evernote, like personal health, relationships, whatever the goals are, then I would kind of, I'd have like those 3 bullet points and I know what they are and I write them, So like it's like a half a template, but not telling me everything. It's simple. It's simple. Oh, it's so powerful, man. I read a book somewhere. What about resistance though? Like, do you guys get like a lot of resistance to things? Like that feeling like in the morning, like you said, you want to wake up. Obviously, you're already waking up. You're killing it. You're already waking up at like 6.
Yeah.
you know, and going to the gym and stuff. But do you get a lot of resistance with stuff, like, or do you not experience that? Because I know I do.
I do, man. Yeah, and I think it's just normal with everyone, man. Everyone's gonna get a bit of resistance. I do, man. Like, I don't always wake up perfect on 6 in the morning. Or like, oh yeah, I'm fresh, ready to kill the day. A lot of times, man, I wake up and I think to myself, I have to really push myself sometimes to do stuff, like to even go to jiu-jitsu in the morning. I'm like, fuck, I'm so tired, man. I had a shit night the night before. And it always comes back to the night before as well, what you do the night before.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, like, I get it a lot. It's not just with sleeping, it's with, coming down to, even work or to watching something like a video about something. I'm like, fuck, like, I don't want to do it, I'm tired,
Is it like, what do you have in your head? Like, do you have like two kind of sides to it? Like one telling you want to do it, one telling you not to do it, or what do you kind of experience?
Yeah, man. Like, one telling me like I got a side telling me you need to do it, you should do it, and then you've got this other little voice in your head that's like, oh no, don't worry, you can do it tomorrow, you can do it the next day, fine, it's fine. And I think if you keep listening to that voice, you start to get comfortable, and that's one of the things that I've been trying to overcome for a long time. Is to try and block out that voice and just do it, just get stuff done.
It's almost like you got to ignore it, right? It's almost like it's that voice where you're like, you just got to go. It's like somehow you got to know which one's the right one, and then just be like, no, it's okay, Like one thing, like I feel like it's almost like you got to trick it. Like I've been like, you got to actually, not just be like, yeah, it's okay. Like we'll do that later. Like because if you kind of acknowledge it too much, it's so powerful. Like we were talking about this before. Like you smile.
You go to the validation.
Yeah, because you like. We talk. I read this in a book somewhere. Like it wants to keep
Not
you
that
where
I've
you
done
are.
it.
No, I've never done it.
I heard someone say.
This feeling, like this resistance that you have, right? It wants to keep you where you are, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it wants to keep you the same, and so you're like logically, that to get to your goals where you want to get to, you have to do X, Y, Z. You have to wake up earlier. You have to have. I'm the cold showers. I have to take cold showers, whatever it is. But that comfort feeling. Like we're kind of programmed for us to want to be like that, to stay in the same.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's like a survival mechanism. Like I think we think our body or brain or whatever it is thinks that we're good now, we're alive, there's no risk, everything is safe. So why would I go and do something, like that's going to potentially be scary?
Have you noticed that?
I've definitely experienced that a lot.
Like your sense of self and your perception of how good you are is not a fixed thing.
No.
At least for me, it's a very fluid thing. Where I can be in one room where.
But don't you love that though? Like
it's good and bad. It's good and
bad. I find that as well. Like
it's very transitory. Like you can be in one room where in this specific thing that you're doing.
You're the best.
Say you're in the police and you're in this space where all the new guys are coming in and you're teaching them. You're hot shit in that room. But then if you're in jiu-jitsu and you go to a seminar with a bunch of black belts, you're fucking no one. And then it's like in different points of space and time and hang out with different people, the core of how you see yourself can change.
But I think that's what you're highlighting there is the difference between core confidence and situational confidence, right?
You need the reference experience.
You need the reference experiences, So like you go to all these different things. You go to jiu-jitsu, your business. You go to you're playing your music or whatever it is, or I'm doing salsa dancing, and I start getting more confident in that area of my life. Okay, cool. Then I'm more confident in that, and then eventually. You wake up one day and you're like, fuck, actually I'm confident. I'm confident.
Yeah. I'm a confident guy. I'm a cool guy.
Whereas if your confidence is dependent on some external, some kind of like ego, that's where you get fucked up, right? Because if your confidence is attached to something, then like you said, you go to another room and you're not that person anymore, and you don't feel confident anymore. Yeah. Whereas if the confidence comes from within, I don't know what this is, like within yourself. I don't know my rib cage or what, but like somewhere in this vicinity, in the triangle, the confidence triangle, the diamond of confidence.
Did you read Models? Mark Manson's
No, I haven't read.
Have you read Models?
I don't read anywhere.
He says that true confidence comes from putting more importance of what you think of yourself versus what people think of you.
Yes. This is
so
true.
it's like he says that, you know, the difference whether if you're real confident or non-confident or fake confident or is whether the perception of who you think you are is more important than what the perception of the other person thinks of you. And so then you stop. It's the moment when you stop trying to adapt who you are to please them. But then it's like.
But you know, we're being socially conditioned to please other people. This is the amazing thing about it. And when we see people that like that, we're like, why do they like that person for? The reason they like them is because they trust them, because the person's being honest, they're being congruent, and they're being who they are. And they know they feel safe around that person. They feel like, I can trust this guy because I don't get this weird energy where he's changing what he's saying to please me. You know what I mean? Like,
and then it's funny because you kind of like you want to please everyone, and then you end up like just being this swayable little fucking.
Yeah.
And then when you decide that it's like, right, fuck it, this is who I want to be.
Yeah.
This is what I think of myself, and I'm going to embrace it, and I'm going to push it. Yeah. You do things that are polarizing, in his words, which is things that could get you in shit. You could say something that could probably upset a person. You could say something that could be judged, but then everyone starts gravitating towards it. Because it's like people might disagree, but then they respect. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're like, all right, I don't agree with the fact that
exactly.
Yeah. But if you try to be liked, you're not going to get either.
Yeah.
You know, if you try really hard for everyone to like you, you're not going to get either liked or respected.
Yeah.
That's so true, man. And it's funny you say that because I've experienced that. I've experienced that trying to be a people pleaser, right? And it's shit, man. Yeah, it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's
no language in this podcast. Fucking clean your mouth.
What happened? Any examples?
Yeah. So like in my previous job, right? I've always I was being the type of person that, you know, wanted to would do basically anything a person would say. Like you say, hey man, can you do this for me? And I would always say yes to things, and I'd be a yes man. And you know, whilst I thought in my head, I'm like, I'm doing well, I'm doing good, you know, I'm doing I'm doing a good job. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, good boy.
Yeah, pat you on the head.
Yeah, oh, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
I was losing respect for myself, man.
And you lose your masculinity.
Yeah, you do.
You have a little drive in you that wants you to not do that. And when you don't do that,
you lose your masculinity.
And it's shit because you think in your head, you're like, you know, you're aware of it, man, but you still do it. Why? I think to myself, why do I still do it? I don't know. And then after, then it comes down to confidence.
So where did that shift for you? Like, where did it? Like we were talking before about you can work and stuff like that.
That's when it shifted, to be honest, man. When I decided I don't want to be in that environment anymore, and I want to go do something that will help me.
Yeah.
And that someone else. Yeah. I quit my job.
Maybe quitting your job is the key to that.
Yeah, well,
it's interesting because I read this book.
Called?
It's a book. I actually have the quote of this one. It's called The Willpower Instinct.
Alright. And
it's how willpower is different from instinct. And she says that. I think the author was a female. It's a guy. He's gonna be very upset. They say that your brain is basically hundreds of millions of years old. Like you have the same brain as a monkey.
Yeah.
Right? That operates on instinct. It's like see food, eat food. You know, see this, get it. I don't like this, I run away. It's just very primal. It's like a reptile, like a snake almost. And then as the human populations evolved, your brain developed the prefrontal lobe, right? The prefrontal cortex, which is the part that is responsible for knowing that you want something but not doing it. And it's willpower. Really? So it's like knowing that right now I really wanted to eat all this cake, but I don't want to.
So if we're a primitive, like, so for example, if I'm like you said, like an ape, and I see the cake, I'm just like I just
gonna eat
the
cake. Yeah, as a human being, and this book made the argument that the prefrontal lobe is the thing that the human beings have that no other species has, which is actually the development that we have that no other species have, because it's the part of you that can control something even though you want to do it, or cannot do something that you want to do, kind of thing. Right. And there was one problem, and the problem is that the way the brain, evolved is you have your brain, the monkey brain, and the prefrontal lobe is just slapped on top of it, literally. Yeah. Like if you see the brain, it's like this, and then it has like this thing here. So it's just the same brain with a thing that's trying to fight it. Right. So it's your prefrontal lobe trying to fight your monkey brain, and they're always fighting. And then the prefrontal lobe is the one that's responsible for so it's for not doing something that you want to do.
Yeah.
then
but you know it's
one
good for
thing,
you.
yeah, the opposite is also true, right? So it's like okay, if you really want to go to McDonald's, like your body wants you to go to McDonald's, like you see a cheeseburger, it looks fucking juicy and tasty, it's like I want the cheeseburger.
It'll tell you not to go.
But you know that you shouldn't eat the cheeseburger because if you eat it, you're gonna get fat, and then a month later, you're gonna lose the progress in the gym. So then the opposite is also true. With bad habits, like say drugs. You know, it's sorry, the opposite. So say like a cold shower. Something that you don't want to do. But that you know you should.
It'll push you to do it.
It'll push you to do it. The prefrontal lobe is responsible. You see this cold water, and you don't want to go into it.
Because your monkey brain's saying cold water, don't go in. Why are you doing this?
But then you have to do it. So it's the yes to no and the no to yes. And then it's responsible for knowing what you really want. So it's the only part of your brain that knows what you really want. So you know you have the burger, but then you also have a healthy body or your jiu-jitsu competition. So we're the only species that can decide that even though I want something in the great scheme of things, I really want something else, and then I have to sacrifice this thing and not do it. And that's the willpower. And you have to train it.
So this thing about training is an interesting thing, like because we're saying about like has jiu-jitsu help, like you were saying, has jiu-jitsu help with confidence and whatnot. Like it is that though, right? It's training. Like you got to train it. Like you can't just.
It's a muscle.
It's a muscle.
The funny thing is, it's literally a muscle. So the prefrontal lobe is gray matter, and gray matter is just a matter of your brain, and it literally grows. Like it gets heavier.
So if you start
if you start doing all the shit, your prefrontal lobe gets heavier and stronger, like a bicep.
Wow.
The bicycles, bro.
Wow,
that's crazy.
Cool.
Yeah. Shit. That's good, man. Tied it all together. So it's like, fuck, man. Like you realize, like, it just puts you in your place.
It does,
Yeah,
100%. And I think jiu-jitsu has taught me how to be more vulnerable, like to people. Not try to have this wall that you put up for everyone. Everyone does the same thing. Like when you first, you have this wall and you try to be someone that you're not.
Especially as guys.
Oh, 100%.
Like you get that thing where you don't want to show your vulnerabilities.
Yeah. Because we think that it's not masculine to show your vulnerability.
Yeah.
How have you found that change for you? Like,
man, I think it's changed quite a lot. Like, and it's not just from jiu-jitsu, it's from this actual business partner that I met. And for him, it's like because he opened up to me like really well. And you would think by looking at him, he's a guy that he wouldn't show his feelings. He's like a 6 foot built, big guy. But man, he's like the most humble, down to earth guy you would ever meet. And I love that. And man, when people do that, you feel like you want to share and be on that level as well, be honest. And I think jiu-jitsu has just reinforced it for me. Like when I go in, I get smashed a lot. I'm still new anyway. I get smashed and I'm good. I feel good. When I first started, I didn't feel good, man. I felt like I hated losing. I hated losing, And now it's just like, well, it's just a part of it.
It's just part of it.
It's just part of the process.
Yeah,
it's cool, man. That's good that you smashed me. Now I know how to defend myself now in the future. And for the family, I mean, like South American families, like it's just you're always around your family. It's very like, I don't know, man. Like, of course people lie. Everyone lies, but it was eating away at me. You used to just eat away.
That's
at
what
me.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, you know what it does?
Live with it.
You know what I find like with that, it's interesting. Like this whole you're talking about like you lose your masculinity. Like honesty is a masculine trait, right? It's not a feminine trait. It's a masculine trait. Honesty is a masculine trait, right? So what you experience, like when you start lying, I had the same thing. So like I lied to like I always felt like an honest person, right?
Yeah.
But I lied out of fear. You know what I mean? Like in my past relationship, with like my parents, if I was going to get caught about something, I was never a bad kid, but like I would lie out of fear of like what's going to happen, right? Not because I was trying to be deceitful, but every incremental lie that I did, because it was a lie, even though at the time I didn't think it was, it starts stripping away my masculinity, right? I become less of a man every single time I do that. And it goes back to what we were talking about before, the reason why people trust people and like people that, are polarized and they just go after what they want is because they can fucking trust them and they know they're getting what they want. And the guy that's lying, I can't trust you. If the fucking other tribe comes to kill us, if the other tribe comes to kill us, am I going to trust you?
Yeah.
No, who do you trust? You trust the fucking guy that tells you like it is. Even though you don't might not like him, when the shit hits the fan,
You
he's the
respect
guy
him.
you want to go to fucking bat with, you know?
Yeah.
What, do you normally go to bed like at a certain time?
Nah, my sleep time is all over the place. My wake up time is default like 7:30 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's pretty good. So, but yeah.
Nice.
Cool. Talking about habits.
Good chat.
Yeah.
Are we on?
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
You've been on for like the last hour.
Yeah.
That's cool.